At 36, I had spent a decade carefully crafting a life of stability. As a financial analyst, precision was my second nature, and that discipline extended to my marriage. I became the reliable one, the problem solver. At first, I took pride in it. Lately, though, I wondered, was my reliability an act of love or just a role I had settled into? That morning over breakfast, Clara casually mentioned contributing to her mother's birthday celebration. I agreed without hesitation, until she named the amount. It wasn't just a gift, it was an investment. Still, I transferred the money, convincing myself it was for family. Later, while Clara was in the kitchen, her sister Melissa let something slip. "I can't wait for the trip," she said. "What trip?" I asked, confused. Her hesitation told me everything before she even answered. "Oh, Clara didn't tell you?" Turns out, the family had planned a resort vacation, without me, not asked, decided. Apparently, my role was to stay behind and watch the kids. That night at dinner, the details of their lavish trip spilled out, confirming I had been deliberately excluded. When I confronted Clara, she dismissed it with a condescending smile. "It just made sense. You're great with the kids. You don't even like skiing or spas." Melissa chimed in. "Everyone wins this way. Everyone except me. Not one person had thought to ask me. Not one had considered my feelings. For years, I had been the responsible one, the one who never said no, and they had taken that for granted." That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Had Clara always been this way, or had I trained her to see me as an afterthought? This wasn't just about a trip. It was about years of quiet sacrifices, of always putting others first. And I had allowed it. At 3:47 a.m., I got up, poured a glass of water, and scrolled through the family group chat. Weeks of planning, excursions, spa days, ski lessons, all detailed. Not once had my name come up. For the first time in years, I wasn't just disappointed, I was done. They had planned a trip without me. I could plan one without them. I scrolled through vacation destinations, my pulse steady, my decision already made. Maybe, for once, I deserved to put myself first. Maybe it was time they learned exactly what life looked like without me picking up the pieces. I tapped on a luxury beach resort in Hawaii, crystal clear waters, private villas, first-class flights, and I smiled. For the first time in years, I was doing something for me. No permission needed. The next morning, I woke with a clarity I hadn't felt in years. I wasn't a walking wallet, a default babysitter, or an afterthought in my own marriage. I was free. Scrolling through my booking confirmations, I felt strange doing something for myself without checking if it fit into everyone else's plans. But it also felt right. I called Clara. She picked up on the third ring. "Hey, everything okay?" "I wanted to talk to you about something." "Okay," she said, suddenly wary. "I'll pay for a professional babysitter so I can go on the trip too." Silence. Then, "That won't work. The kids trust you. A stranger can't handle them like you can." I swallowed back a bitter laugh. "Clara, I want to celebrate with your family too." She sighed. "Oh, please. You'd be miserable. Plus, the kids will have more fun with you. They love their uncle, Ryan." I clenched my jaw. "This isn't about the kids." She hesitated. "Then what is it about?" "It's about you all deciding for me." "You didn't even ask," she scoffed. "Ryan, don't be dramatic." I let out a hollow laugh. "Dramatic? You planned an entire trip with my money without telling me and expect me to accept it." Long silence. Then, in a measured tone, "Ryan, this isn't a big deal. You're overthinking it." I tightened my grip on my coffee mug. She didn't get it. She thought this was normal, that it was okay to leave me behind like hired help instead of her husband. And that was the real problem. "Clara," I said, my voice steady. "I'm not staying behind." "What does that mean?" It means I booked my own vacation, somewhere warm, somewhere relaxing, somewhere I actually want to be. Silence. Then she let out a bitter laugh. Are you serious? Dead serious. So you're just going to run off to some tropical getaway while we're dealing with the kids? I smirked. I thought you said it wasn't a big deal. Her breath hitched. I could practically hear the realization settling in. For once, I wasn't the responsible one. For once, they were the ones scrambling. Ryan, she started, her voice softer now, almost coaxing. This isn't like you. I chuckled. That's the point. As the plane lifted off, I scrolled through the family group chat. Messages piled up. Clara. Ryan, can you at least call me before you do something reckless? Melissa. Wait. You're actually going through with this? This is childish. Clara's mom. Ryan, your behavior is unacceptable. This family has always relied on you. Don't disappoint us. I let out a short, humorless laugh. Disappoint them? I had never let them down. But the one time I put myself first, I was suddenly the bad guy. I rolled my eyes, locked my phone, and slipped it into my pocket. Let them panic. I took a slow sip of whiskey as the plane climbed higher. By the time we reached cruising altitude, I wasn't thinking about them. I was thinking about the ocean breeze waiting for me in Hawaii. And for the first time in years, I felt truly at peace. A week later, I checked my phone. More messages. The fury had turned to guilt trips. Clara, you ruined Mom's vacation. Melissa, I had to stay behind with the kids. Do you know how humiliating that was? Oh, so now she knew what it felt like to be left out? Interesting. Then came Clara's. Voicemail. Frustration. Desperation. I never thought you'd actually do this. I just don't understand what's gotten into you. This isn't like you. Ah, there it was. It wasn't that I'd done something wrong. It was that I'd stopped being their pushover. When Clara and I finally talked, she was different. Not defensive, not dismissive, just quiet. I get it now, Ryan. I didn't think about it before, but I see it now. She had come home to silence, to an empty house, and for the first time, she realized what life without me looked like. I signed us up for marriage counseling, she said. I don't just want to promise things will change. I want to show you. I studied her. No justifications, no excuses. Just effort. I nodded. Okay. It wasn't a perfect ending, but it was a start. And for the first time, I wasn't the only one putting in the effort. If things didn't change, I finally knew I wasn't afraid to walk away.